I told man, I said, I think I'm going back to New Orleans tomorrow. Should have never came here. He said, no, it's going to get better. I said, no, it won't. Came back to the city. I felt the deeper depression again. I was living the past, the rejection, the hurt, all over again. So a couple of days later, a friend brought Russell to my house. And I told my friend, so why'd you bring this guy? He's a Christian, why'd you bring him? And so the friend went to the bathroom, and Russell walked up to me, and Russell told me, man, the Lord told me to tell you this. He said, the Lord told me to tell you that He loves you, He wants to take your hurt, your pain from you. He wants to set you free, and He wants to use you. And Russell told me this, and he left. And me and my friend, we parted, we did our things. And I went from relationship to relationship, never really could get it right with a woman. Had many girlfriends, but I was just too rough and too rugged, didn't know how to love. And I met this girl that married, she had 2 kids, we had a kid together. And she told me one day, she said, Daniel, you're a good man, but I don't want to drinking and drugging by my kids. Either you're going to straighten up, I'm going to kick you out of the house. And I went to work one day, and I tried to quit drinking. I tried to quit drugging, I couldn't have these strongholds on me. And I went to work one day, and I came back, all my clothes was out the front door. I told her, I said, what's my clothes doing that for? You got to go. Put me out, I became homeless for 3.5 years on the street. I just gave up on life, drinking, drugging, and acting up. And I'll be going through the neighborhood, and I would see people prayer walking. I would turn around and go the other way. And I run into a big crowd of people. I'll be going through a drug, and I told a stranger walking through and say, hey man, the Lord told me to ask you something. He wants to know when you're going to stop. When are you going to quit? The Lord wants to know when are you going to stop. And I knew deep down in my heart He was telling me the truth. I knew it. And I walk off, and I met this guy one day. He had a Bible stand, he had the gospel tract, and he's sharing the love of Christ. And I see him one day, he told me, hey man, God loves you, brother. And I told him, I said, man, I don't think there's no such thing as love. So people tell people that to make them feel good. There's no such thing as love. I said, no, man, God loves you, brother. He went to his Bible, went to the prodigal son, and began to share his story with him. And as he shared his story, I could feel the peace of the Lord. I could feel the Lord touching me. And we was at this intersection, and it's so quiet. No cars was moving, no sound. And as he was talking to me, I could feel the presence of the Lord touching me. And we talked about it now. He said, brother, I really have to go meet my friends. Can I pray for you? I said, sure, pray for me. He prayed for me, and the Lord would open my eyes, the Lord would show me things. And I was about to leave, he said, hey man, the Lord told me to give you this Bible. He started in the Gospel of John, read the Gospel, and go to Jesus. He gave me the Bible, and I left. I went to a little homeless camp, and we had about 20 people there. And we all had a little tent and stuff. And we were all sitting out one day, and the Lord took the scales off my eyes. I could see the people I was hanging around with a mess, and I was a mess. People were stealing from each other, cursing each other out. It's this prison underneath there. But I've never seen it like I've seen it that day. I told a friend of mine, I said, man, I'm sick of this. I can't live like this anymore. I got to change. I told a friend of mine, I said, I got to leave this camp. He laughed at me. A couple of days later, I moved my tent further down the street. I began to read my Bible. I began to just talk to the Lord. Didn't know how to pray. I would just talk to the Lord.